We have just left Thunder Bay and we're on our way to Wawa.
And we do have a couple of pit stops on the way, don't we?
We do. We are going to Rossport.
Yes.
And I've got another one I didn't tell you about.
Oh.
It is Jackfish, Ontario.
Jackfish? Are we
you might not
for lunch?
I don't think they'd be serving too many things on the menu other than sole.
Okay, I don't mind sole fish, right?
Yeah, it's not sole fish. Jackfish is a ghost town.
What?
And so I'm really looking forward to that.
There will be some souls after all.
There will be some souls
soul.
after all, yes. Yeah. So stay tuned and I hope we get some great footage of some ghosts. Bye-bye. To Old Jackfish. It's a ghost town and it's been abandoned since 1963. I think the last two families left in 1963. So we're going to follow the train tracks into the ghost town, and this is an active track, so we need to hurry. So come along. We just happened upon an abandoned car. It's pretty amazing. There's moss growing on the roof of it. Moss growing inside the engine or underneath the hood. And you notice on the side, the handles are together. These are suicide doors. And what I find interesting about this car is the holes that are right here. What caused those holes? There's one in the back as well. It's pretty amazing. The way the light is dancing on the car make a great painting. I'm at one of the first abandoned houses. You've got trees growing right inside the house. Lots of mushrooms. There's a old refrigerator. I think there's an old oven here as well. I think I found the old well to the house, one of the houses. Found another abandoned house. Ceiling's coming down. Oh, there's a hole in the floor. This is probably their kitchen in here. Happened upon this beautiful beach in the middle of the ghost town.
Yeah, across the tracks. As you can see, there's a train going by, but that thing We can't go anywhere. That thing's going to go on for miles and miles.
It could be half an hour, so we're stuck at this beautiful beach for half an hour. That's awful. Things could be worse.
I'm getting
Getting dizzier. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Wow. Although the one thing we saw on one of the maps, these beaches can be quite deceiving. It looks like a beautiful sandy calm beach, but because of the power of Lake Superior, this drops probably 20 to 30 feet right from the get-go. The undercurrent will pull you under in minutes and out into the lake. It's absolutely very dangerous to swim here. I'm not a strong swimmer. I'm not going to do it.
We'll be staying on the beach for a little bit.
It's gorgeous.
I might put my feet in, but that's
No, you're
about
not.
it.
No, you're not.
So how long have you been walking, Jamie?
We've been walking for 2 days.
At least. Now this has been a good hike. I think we've been walking for at least an hour, maybe close to 2 hours we've been out.
We've been out for about 2 hours.
Oh.
This is only about a 25-minute walk along the railway, but at the end of the day in the hot sun, it feels a heck of a lot longer. But
Yep.
it's beautiful.
Yep.
The scenery, gorge.
And what about the abandoned village, the ghost town?
That was very cool. I thought the most interesting, because we talked about lost souls, and that last car off the side of the road was definitely, it looked like a side impact, and the two doors from either side were parallel, and it was like a big V. It definitely looked like there would be some lost souls there in that old vehicle. Definitely looked like it came in contact with a train just off the side of the tracks.
What about the car before that with the bullet holes in it?
Yeah, well,
That was pretty interesting.
That was gangsta. That was that
Yeah.
was a 1930s gangster bullet holes. I think it was Bonnie and Clyde.
Could have been. Maybe they
think
were
it-
hiding up here for a while.
I thought I saw a high fashion babe walking through the woods, spirit-like, with a handsome fella
No,
in a fedora.
could have. Could also have not had enough liquids today. I'm starting to see things.
I'm hallucinating. Actually, there's an oasis up ahead. I see it right there.
We are in Lake Superior Provincial Park, and we are in Agua County. And we're actually on a space that was lived on by the Ojibwe people for thousands and thousands of years. And we're on our way down to see the pictographs. I'm really excited about it, so let's go. Feels like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'm just following the other one.
Whoa. Seeing the videographer and hiking at the same time, it's very challenging and treacherous. Whoa. A little winded, but that was absolutely stunning. And rough.
We're getting closer to the pictographs. There was a warning sign just before you started to enter this area, and it said that on really rough days, windy days, people have been basically swept off the rocks and taken out and drown, so you have to be careful.
I could hear the waves. We're almost at the bay. We should be pretty close to the pictorials. Or what are they called?
Pictographs.
Pictographs,
Yeah.
pictorials, you know, pictures, old ones.
Pictures. $250 meters to go. This hike is considered to be one of the best hikes in Canada, and it's been absolutely spectacular and it hasn't disappointed. Let's go and take a look at the third waterfall. Spectacular. We arrived at the third waterfall, and it's definitely time for a break.
And I'm also getting very misty. No, I don't mean misty-eyed. I mean, there is mist where it gets wet.
I think that the camera's even fogging up. There's a lot of mist coming from the falls.
Amazing.
What do you think? Jamie, I just found a river pool. Do you know what that means?
Skinny dip.
It's swim time.
Wow.
Oh, you can see there's little minnows in here too.
Oh, wow. This is perfect. There's even a little beach.
Can you see the minnows? You know?
Oh, look at that reflection. Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful. We're probably around 100 meters up from the falls.
Look at that reflection in that water. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous.
The Ojibwe used to fish on this river. This is the Sandy River, and they used to look for big pools just like the one I'm in right now, because the fish used to congregate there. So there was always spectacular fishing. There's still great fishing in this river. It is early morning, and we have just left the cottage on Whitefish Lake, and we're on our way to Alqonquin Park.
With, of course, we're going to be stopping along the way. We're going through Champlain. That was a fur trading post in 1777, and they didn't get a road in there until 1949.
Wow.
And then we're going to be going through Temagami, which you probably don't remember in Bob Ray days, way back when he tied himself to a tree because it was the last stand of old growth forest in all of Ontario. That was well over 20 years ago, though, so who knows if it still stands.
And then I think we have to talk about yesterday. Yesterday,
Yes.
with respect to wildlife, it was the best day ever.
Unbelievable.
We saw a bunch of bears, mama bear, and
Two cubs.
two cubs. The two cubs were in a tree.
Yeah.
And when they saw us coming, we were in a car, by the way, we weren't out. And the mama bear stood up on her hind legs and looked out at us. She was in a blueberry patch. And then she walked towards the forest, and the two little cubs came down and followed her into the forest. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And that was the second time we saw the bears
in
there.
that blueberry patch area.
Yeah.
That's why we went back.
Yeah.
And then within 5 minutes, then we went around a bend, and then what?
We saw a moose, a mother moose and her calf.
Again with yeah.
It was amazing. It
Right
was
there.
amazing.
I could make out some sort of a brownish beige. I'm like, what is that brown thing? Oh my gosh, these things are somewhere the size between a horse and an elephant. They're big.
Yeah, and we'll be posting pictures of the bears and the moose.
Got
So
a little video footage.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then this morning,
Oh yeah, this morning we saw a beaver.
morning beaver.
I shared the lake. We were both swimming in the lake this morning. So,
And that's it. So
That's
we're
it.
very excited.
yep, looking forward to Alqonquin Park. Jamie, where are we this morning?
We're at Old Woman Bay on Lake Superior.
Looks like an ocean. The beach is beautiful. It's nice and sandy. There's pebbles right by the water, and then the rest is sand. It's really nice. Jamie's gonna get his shoes wet. You didn't get your shoes wet.
It's still white.
Yeah.
Still white. I see something on the horizon. It's red.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a boat.
It has to be.
We are hiking the Eau Claire Gorge, and we are just on the tip of the northern tip of Alqonquin Park. And we should be happening upon a log cabin, and I think there's some falls and other stuff here. So let's go take a look.
See something.
I see something. It's an old log cabin.
Oh, wow. Wow. I wonder if we could move this to our property.
Nice.
Very cool. Is it open?
I don't think so. The door's over there.
Look at the roof.
Look at that, how well look at the logs.
I
They're in
know.
pretty good shape. And the chinking is in great shape too. Oh, there's moss on the roof.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Oh, there's a window here. Oh, there's a bed, a table.
I bet you the door's open.
Well, the window's open.
Oh. Oh, very cool.
Why didn't we go through the front door? Come on in.
Wait a minute. I didn't see it. What?
Wow. I'll take the top bunk.
Wow. Oh, I'm glad someone has their. Oh, look at that. An ancient Tim Horton mug.
Yeah, it's a relic.
A relic. How cool is that?
Very cool.
The old bandsaw.
This is amazing.
Wow. So I bet you could just stay in here. If you wanted to, you totally could, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We are in Samuel de Champlain Park, and we are overlooking the Mattawa River. What do you think, Jamie?
It's really stunning and high.
Yeah, we're pretty high up. We just found the Eau Claire Gorge. The water's just flying over the rocks. Pretty powerful. We are in Huntsville, Ontario, and we're on the tail end of our trip, and we thought we'd stop by to Knitting Tree together. So let's go in, and we're going to talk to Shelley, the owner. We have to remember to put on our masks.
Hi there.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good, how are you doing?
Great.
So,
I'm Christopher, and this is Jamie.
Hi there. I'm Shelley.
And you were on our list to pop in and chat and check out your store, and we've been on a long trip. I think we've clocked probably around 3,500 kilometers.
Oh wow.
So this is the tail end, and we're really looking forward to talking to you, asking you a couple of questions, and looking around your shop.
Sounds great.
Awesome. So what is the knitting community like in Huntsville?
It's actually quite good. We've got our regular locals that come in,
Yeah.
but right now, like at this time of year especially, we have a lot of travelers coming in, which
Yep.
is wonderful. And like most businesses in Huntsville, they're our mainstay right now
Sure.
because we're a tourist
Yep.
area. So it'll be interesting come the fall though, because we do have it's seeming like a lot of more people are staying in the area because of the whole COVID
Yes. Yep.
thing. So hoping that boosts our sales as well.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you notice there's a difference between what the locals buy versus tourists? Is there, or are they buying pretty much the same thing?
Buy pretty much the same thing. Some of the tourists want the more swanky, more
Yeah.
expensive yarns. But then we also, our locals go for that as well. So we keep a good selection of both economical and the more expensive,
Yep.
higher quality yarns as well.
Great. Do you have any local yarn here?
So
Or Canadian yarn?
a lot of our hand dyeds
Yep.
in our fingering yarns
Mm-hmm.
is all within Ontario or Quebec.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Great.
Yes,
Nice.
we're trying to keep hand dyeds just Ontario, like we're keeping it Canadian
Sure. Yeah.
as much as possible for our hand dyeds,
Oh, that's great. How are they selling?
like hotcakes.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
It was funny because we just brought in Red Sock, Blue Sock this
Yes.
year.
Yep.
And
them.
we got Cashmerino as well as just their
Yep.
other sock base, and we were surprised that the Cashmerino went over as well as it did.
Oh, wow.
But what we did is we had it on the table side by side,
Yeah.
and when people built the
Oh, of
Cashmerino,
course. Yes.
it was
Once you touch it, you don't go
once
back.
you touch it, you don't go back.
Tell me a little bit about the name of your shop. I find it interesting. How did that come about?
So we are 3 partners.
Yes.
And so
Knitting together.
knitting together.
Yeah.
And it's just
Made sense?
made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's logical.
So
That's great. And notice.
yes,
Two.
we have exclusive kits.
Yep.
So we
That's
have
great.
our one partner Carolyn. She does a lot of designing,
Mhm.
and so she's designed quite a few kits. So we've got the moose hat kit. We have the Happy You kit. We've got our Canadiana theme. We don't call it
Ye-
Hudson Bay.
yeah.
It's Canadiana theme.
Yes.
So it's the bowl, the pillow set,
And
and
the
then we
blanket.
also have a
Oh,
mitt
look
set
at
as
that.
well.
Oh, nice. And I noticed a blanket at the front. Is that?
Yes, that's actually
else?
not one of our kits,
Okay.
but it is.
Yep.
That's one of Estelle's kits.
Yep. These are great.
But
Really
these
nice.
are our own exclusive kits
Yep.
that are only available in our shop,
Fantastic. They're really nice.
and they're selling like hotcakes too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, we've been really fortunate with our kits.
So how do you have your store laid out? Is it by weight or?
It is by weight,
Okay.
more or less. So this whole wall here is all our fingering. Other than this is our DK.
Mm-hmm.
This whole side is DK.
Yep.
Worsted is on the far wall.
Okay.
And then we've got our chunky on here. And then our super chunky or bulky is all at the end.
Great. Excellent. How long have you been here?
We have been here since June of 2009.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. I myself, I've only been a partner for a year, but
Yeah. So the other partners, what would they say in terms of the popularity of knitting? Is it increasing or decreasing or?
I think it's starting to increase.
Yeah.
Especially with the whole COVID.
Yes.
Everybody's wanting something to do. So
Yeah.
we've had a lot of first-time knitters coming in
Oh,
and
right.
getting acquainted with knitting. I actually, just before COVID, we teach knitting as well.
Yep.
That's one of our services. And I taught a young girl of 11 how to knit. And during COVID, she taught her whole family how to knit.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
what a great story.
They
That's
kept
awesome.
coming in and buying more. They were just making dishcloths.
Yep.
And she taught them all. And they bought so much dishcloth cotton. It was because while we were closed, I kept it going while it was with curbside delivery.
Sure.
So
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah.
And what about crocheters? Are you noticing an increase in crocheting?
A little bit. We did have a guest teacher come in,
Yes.
and we did have a crochet classes
Yep.
as well. So crochet's starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
I myself am not really a crocheter.
Yep.
I'm a knitter, so I did take the course
Sure.
with them, so I do know basic crochet, but not my forte.
And in terms of customers, what do they look like in terms of age and whatnot? How would you
Actually-
describe it?
Our customer base here ranges, so it goes from fairly young, so our 11-year-old,
11-year-old? Yep.
all the way up to 70, 80.
Awesome. That's
So-
great.
And it seems like every day I've got that age range
Yep.
in, so which
And
is
do you get many males coming into the store?
no,
No.
no. Which I know we have one regular male that comes in, and that's all I know of.
Yeah.
And then once in a while we've got a few that come in picking up stuff for their wives.
Sure. Yeah. Or
When-
so they say.
Or so they say. Exactly. Exactly.
Secret knitters.
Secret knitters.
Yeah. And with the barbershop next door,
Yes.
if the wives come with
Oh,
the husbands,
that's
the wives
great.
come in here, well, the husbands go there for
Yes.
their haircut.
That works out well.
That works out well.
That's great. Well, this is great. I love this shop. It's well laid out, and you've got some great
Thank you.
yarn here. It's really nice. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you. Well, one of the things I wanted to point out with the store, which I find interesting, is when we walk in, the first yarn that you see hanging up is actually naturally dyed yarn, and it's by Earth. And so they've got a great selection of earth yarns. They've also got a great selection of indie dyers here as well. And we've got Sweet Paprika here. Sweet Paprika is out of Quebec, and she's a fantastic designer. She's really nice. She's got some great colors. And she's also a natural yarn dyer as well. I think she does both. And over here we've got Essence of Autumn. And I love this. I'm not familiar with this yarn, and it's beautiful. I'm definitely going to pick up a few skeins of this. It's really, really nice.
Of course you are.
The color saturation is absolutely beautiful. Really nice. And then I saw some other familiar faces over here. We have Lizzie-Anne yarns. She's got great yarn as well. It's quite nice. Colors you can tell just looking at the difference between the Essence of Autumn and Lizzie-Anne. Completely different styles of dyeing. Really nice. Both are really nice. And then I'm happy to see over here a name that we're familiar with as well, Red Sock Blue Sock Yarn. And actually they've got one dyer in Ottawa and the other one, I think she's in Brampton. So it's a duo. And they're great dyers as well. So great selection here.
So, this is an incredible lake. It's Lake Nipissing. Now, it doesn't form part of the Great Lakes, but it's not far off from the Great Lakes, and it was created around the same time. It's a massive, massive lake, very shallow lake, very sandy, and as you can see, when the wind picks up, it's a very dangerous lake. However, it's also a direct link to Lake Superior through the route of the voyageurs. So when they left Montreal, they would eventually make their way down the Ottawa River, from the St. Lawrence to the Ottawa River to the Mattawa River into Lake Nipissing, this lake that you see here. And from Lake Nipissing, somewhere out there, you'll find the French River, Rivière des Français, and all of the voyageurs made their route that way into the interior of the New World towards the Great Lakes and Lake Superior and onward on the route of the voyageurs. And we're going to go for a swim.
So we are back. We're on our way home to the cabin. We've just left the Mattawa region, which is a voyageur route, and we're passing through the Muskokas, which is cottage country in northern Ontario, Canada.
It's absolutely beautiful around here. There's so many lakes. It's really nice. It's a perfect way to end a long trip. And it's been a really long trip. We've clocked probably 3,500 kilometers at least.
We also should thank everybody following along so far.
So thank you very much, everyone.
Where's that little dog? Where's my little dog? Come here, you. Come here, you. Come here, you. If you want to see the full package, do check out our videos.
You're offering your full package. Is
The
that what I'm
full
hearing?
package is going to be offered up for everyone to see.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. I'm not done. Okay, this is how it goes.
Okay.
Picture it. 1973. Me, not even born yet. Summer camp.
I think you need to work on your math.
Up Newark. What?
You need to work on your math.
It's gay math. We have a snappy camp up Newport Way where we get bread and jam 3 times a day. Ham and eggs we never see. We get whitewash in our teeth and we are gradually fading away.
Bravo, bravo.